Hi everybody, welcome back to Re-Ritten Vintage Rescue. I'm so glad you could join me today. I'm wondering, how is everybody doing on their things that you can do to make your life better that we talked about a couple videos ago? If you remember, one of the things I really need to work on is drinking more water. So here it is, and I'm trying really hard. Now, there's a couple things wrong with this. Number one, it takes up waste, right? Number two, it costs money when I could get it right out of the faucet. Well, I'm on well water where I live, and even with a water softener, it doesn't always taste the best. So my husband and I, we prefer the taste of bottled water. And for 24 of them, it's only a couple dollars. However, you can recycle the plastic, and I also recommend that you keep some of these in your freezer full of water for several reasons. Number one, your freezer works more efficiently if it's packed tighter. Number two, should there be an emergency, now let's just think about this pandemic. If it was something worse to where we couldn't get to our water, if our water was contaminated, our water supply, we would have a whole lot of these out in the freezer that we could let defrost, and we would have water. And that's actually something that a lot of preppers tell you to do in case of emergencies. Fill up your bathtub, fill up your sinks, freeze water, have it everywhere that you can get it. Tornadoes, that kind of thing, so that you have it on hand. Another thing water is good for, Captain Obvious, is for your body. It helps it move better. Your muscles need it, your tendons need it, your bones need it. 60% of your body weight is made up of water. So I keep telling myself this, you guys. I'm trying so hard to drink my water. But let's be honest, it's boring. Now, for this first one, some of you are going to go, what? Stay with me. Pine needle tea. Do you know that Native Americans used pine needle tea and salve and tinctures that they could make for all kinds of illnesses? Now, whether they worked or not, I'm not sure, but I do know that depending on your pine needle, it may have more vitamin C than an orange. So if you have pine trees in your yard, go out and cut some pine needles. And how we're going to do it is first you're going to bring them in and rinse them. Rinse them real good. I've already rinsed mine a couple times. Rinse them real good. Shake them off. Now I'm going to bring you guys down here a little bit. There we go. And this is just cheesecloth that I have. Let me turn on my stove. There we go. And you're just going to put your pine needles down. You're going to roll it up pretty tight in your cheesecloth. Tuck it all in. Then I just have regular jute string that I'm going to use. Now, my granddaughter and we made this over the winter. She really liked it. It has like a nutty taste. Very, very woodsy tasting. It's really good. Then you just trim those off. Talk about inexpensive. You just go outside and cut some pine needles down. Here you go. And I'm going to tie this one. And I encourage you to do some research on pine needles and how healthy they are for you. And I'm just going to trim off the ends here a little bit. That's all there is to it. And I'm going to drop it over here in this pot, and we'll look at it in just a minute when it starts boiling. Okay, so as you can see, I've got it boiling. And then once it starts boiling, you just let it boil for maybe a minute or two. I'm going to bring you down so you can see. Here you go, move it this way. That it turns your water a brown color. So it's just like a tea bag. I'm going to leave it in there and let it seep for a little while until it gets the flavor I like is a little darker. So I'm going to leave it in just a little bit. And I'm excited about that. I'm going to have that before I go to bed tonight. So while that's seeping, let's talk about infusers. Now I got this infuser pitcher from Walmart several years ago. It's just a pitcher like this. I filled it up with water and ice. You can get these anywhere. I've seen them at Target. I've seen them at the grocery store. It has this long tube that goes down the middle and the lid. So what I decided to do today was I was going to make some strawberry lemonade, strawberry lemon infused water for myself for tomorrow. So I just cut up some strawberries and washed them off and cut up some lemons. And you put them in the tube here. Now there are all kinds of different combinations that you can do for your infused water. And I've tried a lot of them and they're really good. Cucumber water is really good. Watermelon and mint is another combination that's very good. Lemons and blueberries are good. You can even add rosemary, thyme, mint to your infusers. And in the summertime, they're really refreshing drinks. So I have my infuser all full. And then you just attach it to the top. It just screws right in there. Like that. Put it on your pitcher. Like this. And put it in the refrigerator. Let it get real cold overnight. Let those flavors all seep into that water. And you'll be surprised tomorrow how refreshing that is. One of my favorite drinks to make in the summertime is iced coffee. And we all know how much iced coffee costs. If you go to Dunkin' Donuts or McDonald's, it's expensive. $3 to $4 a cup. So save your coffee, friends. When you make your coffee in the morning, whatever you don't drink, I'm telling you, you need some canning jars and some lids. Save your coffee, put it in the refrigerator, and let's make some iced coffee. So the way you do that is you just put, and it depends on your taste. If you look for a recipe, it's going to tell you equal part coffee, equal part milk, soy milk, almond milk, whatever type of milk you prefer, but I just kind of do it per taste. So I've got a glass of ice here, and I've got my coffee that I had left over from breakfast. So I'm just going to pour it in there like this. I like the taste of soy milk, so I'm going to add some soy milk to it. And I kind of like a lot of it. So mine is basically half and half. Like this. And then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. You don't have to add the vanilla. I like the taste of it. Do you guys see how simple this is? And how it costs hardly anything, and how good soy milk and almond milk are for you in your cereal, and if you're lactose intolerant. I'm not kidding. I'm going to be jacked up tonight on pine needle tea and on my iced coffee. Let's see how it tastes. That's some good stuff, you guys. That's good stuff. And in the summer, it's even better if you freeze it a little bit, put it in the freezer so it gets nice and slushy, and drink it that way. It's really good. Inexpensive. Give it a go. Alrighty, let's give this pine tea a look. It's been seeping for maybe 5 minutes. It's nice and brown color. So I'm just going to take my little tongs here and take that out. Pour it in my Salvation Army cup because I love the Salvation Army. They do so many wonderful things, and there's such selfless people. I hope you guys support the Salvation Army like I do. So let's pour that in our mug. There you go. See how it tastes. Like I said, I'm mixing this with iced coffee, so I had to sleep really good tonight, Clark. You guys, that is so good. It's so good, and it came from my yard. You can do it too. So the first thing you're going to do, and you want to keep your ratios even, is water and raw honey. So this is a cup of water, and it's warm water, not hot. So if you can stick your finger in it and it feels like bath water, that's what you want. If you stick your finger in and it's hot and you have to pull it out, it's too hot. So you want it just right out of the tap, warm. You don't want it so hot that it breaks down the good qualities of the honey. That's what we're trying to keep. Now, I'm really fortunate that my granddaughter's other grandma has beehives, and so I get my honey from her. They say that honey, if you can get your honey locally, it's better for you, for your sinuses, for colds, that type of thing. So try to get your honey local if you can. So I have my raw honey. I have 1 cup of water. So I'm going to add enough of this so that I have 2 cups altogether. I mean, really, we can see why Winnie the Pooh loved this, right? There we go. In the meantime, I'm going to make blueberry simple syrup because I thought, well, number 1, I'd like it on my pancakes. Number 2, it's excellent in lemonade or just with club soda. So if you want old-fashioned soda, you make your strawberry simple syrup, your blueberry simple syrup, whatever kind of berries you like. You can mix your berries too. Then put it in the refrigerator, let all of those flavors mix together good for about 24 hours, and then put half and half in your cup. Simple syrup, blueberry, sparkling water or ginger ale, something like that on the top, and it tastes just like old-fashioned soda. So now that I have 2 cups, I'm just taking my spoon and gently helping it along so that it mixes together nicely. And I'm going to keep stirring it like that until it's no longer thick. Just nice and smooth. See, it's starting to smooth already. Now this is what you call simple syrup. This is it. It's just honey and warm water. You can use it as a sweetener. It's a natural sweetener for your tea, for your foods, for your oatmeal, for whatever you like. I've got mine stirred. Oh, and it smells so good, you guys. Natural stuff, I tell you. You can't beat it. So my blueberries are just a-boiling and a-boiling. So you let those boil for just 3 minutes or so until they kind of start, bursting open. And let's see if they're ready to diffuse. Hang on just a minute. Okay, so the blueberries are all cooked, and I'm trying not to burn myself here, you guys. When I start really raking in the money from YouTube, I'm going to get a camera that goes over my stove so you guys can see better. But do you see the blueberries in there? And they boiled quite a bit, and yes, I just spilled some on the floor. So I'm going to put them through a strainer. Oh, they smell terrific. Now, I'm not going to take my spoon or anything and shove them in there. I don't want the pulp in there. I want a nice, clear, pretty liquid. So after it's drained, I'm just going to take that liquid and I'm going to add it to my honey and my water. Next, let's do that in the sink so I don't burn myself. Here you go. And that measured to about a cup too. Look at that. Isn't that fabulous? And then you're just going to stir it up. Now when I make lemonade, I can add some of this to it to taste. Sweetens it up, makes it a pretty color. Oh, it smells so good. All right, let's give this a taste. Yes, let's do. Let's see. Wow, that is so good. You guys, this is nature's bounty right here. Natural as you can get. Water, raw honey, and the berries of your choice. I'm going to put them in my handy dandy candy jar here. Try it with strawberries, try it with blackberries, try it with gooseberries, boysenberries, whatever you like. Mix them all together. Your kids will love this in the summertime. It's fun. And then I'm going to put this in the refrigerator until I'm ready to drink it. Look at that. It's beautiful. And friends, I swear, I didn't put anything in this iced coffee that shouldn't be there.